Was cracking? Was cracking?
We stabbed him to death. Went to the other room and waited for.
Hey, I'm
Woodsy.
just kind of watching
When
this interview,
Woodsy
chopping up some
arrived
music. Happy
hours
Sunday
later, I want to say 4 or 5 hours later.
on Audacity.
He arrived.
Just chilling. Like, comment,
And
all
I'm
that.
thinking,
Listen to
he
Sicario.
doesn't have a lot of
Let me fix
people
my
with
mic.
him, 'cause then we got to take them out as well.
But
And they're
comment, let me know.
adults.
If
And
any of y'all want
sure
these
enough, it
beats,
was
bro,
just a
I'm gonna upload
female.
some of these as free
Found
for
out later it
profit.
was a
I'm gonna
19-year-old
put some of these
female.
on the project I'm doing.
They
So just let me
arrived
know.
in the vehicle. I told Sater, I told Gloria, make yourself scarce. I told Sater, when they come in and the door's closed, you grab Woodsy, I'll take care of the girl. So I could hear him giggling. I could hear the key in the lock. The door open, the door closed. I could hear him lock it from the inside. And then we appeared. Sater produced a handgun, grabbed Woodsy. He was protesting, saying something. Sater steered him away. And my gun was immediately trained on the female, whose eyes went directly to the gun. And I could see that she never once looked up. She looked at the gun and her eyes were trained on the gun. Like a cobra ready to strike. I guess she was just afraid that the next thing that was going to happen to her was she was going to get shot. So I took that as a great opportunity to leap and cover her eyes. I lowered her head. I steered her to another room, a separate room. I blindfolded her first. Then I stuck some socks in her mouth. I gagged her so she couldn't cry out. And all the time she's trembling. And I'm assuring her, I'm telling her, we're not here for you. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to visit your boyfriend. You understand that? She did not. She was kind of getting more subsided. I tied her to the chair. I reminded her, we're not going to hurt you. Don't cry out. Don't try to say anything. Everything's going to be okay. Went to the other room. It was really what happened next was pretty quick. We questioned them, asked them the usual questions. Where do you keep your money? Where's your dope? Where are your guns? He kept replying negatively. Sater looks at me. He's behind Woodsy, and he's giving the thumbs down signal, like, let's finish him. And so with that note, he asked me, where's my brother? I said, don't worry, you're going to see him shortly. And, I was being cute, because his brother was already dead. And so maybe he thought he was going to see him in another room or something. I don't know. But then I opened fire. I shot into him several times. Then gave the gun to Sater. I think he shot into him maybe once or twice. I did a 60 minutes interview where they asked me about
60 minutes
homicide,
interview.
and I remember when I replied.
This fool talking about he did an interview in 60 minutes, but he blurred on this one.
They asked me
The
about
fuck you doing?
when he was dying, and I said his voice trailed
What's up,
away,
702?
kind of like the Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz.
Hey, I didn't even put up his banner yet.
It wasn't being funny, it wasn't being cute when I gave that answer. It's what I remembered. I remember from the Wizard of Oz when the witch was melting. I'm melting. And so, but it did sound like maybe I was trying to be cute and funny, which I wasn't. And at the time, didn't want him to. It was a revenge killing for him mouthing off against a Mexican mafia member from prison, and I vowed to hunt him down, and which I did, and kill him. And it was common knowledge, even with his gang, they knew that I had vowed to take him out. This was more a personal thing, the mouthing off that he did, as opposed to something against that prison gang. It became more personal to me. So he ends up dying. His brother's already dead. We make our getaway. So we had Cyclona was the first female to be used, first female gang member, period. She happened to be a female gang in Bakersfield, to be utilized for a Mexican mafia hit and didn't get killed. Sater, my crime partner, wanted to kill her. And I told him it's not going to happen. She's the sister of a Mexican mafia member, Chapo Perez from Bakersfield. 476 gas station.
I'm gonna look
last
this
time
again,
I
and I'll
saw
just
there
fade it
was a
out.
476 gas station there. It's another major gas station on Lake Hughes Road and I-5 coming off the Grapevine, coming south. And the police they had a roadblock. Wasn't really a roadblock. It was more like cars on both sides of the highway. And but I knew it was for us. They got on the intercom and commanded us to pull over. We did. They took us into custody. We ended up in the Kern County Jail. And of course, that's when I became, when I turned. That's another story. So we had, there was another execution that we became involved in. And I'm told this is like a separate big story, but I'll just get down to the execution itself. I was actually working as an undercover operative at this time, and I thought that I was doing the right thing. Anybody that was targeted for execution, before I put the word out on the street, which I was
all right, next beat.
Mexican Mafia member, I would tell the task force. I would let them know Pelon from Flats, his sister, before I do, and then you guys know so you can take whatever steps you can take to prevent it or target somehow. But I do have to get the word out on the streets. Okay, and there was another girl, Lupi, escaped out of Fresno. She was the eyewitness to her common-law husband's execution. Was one of our members. He was killed for the fellas found something about him that was not good, and they decided to kill him. They did. Lupi was an eyewitness. They wanted to kill her. I told them, you need to get rid of Lupi. So I was reporting everything to them ahead of time. Some people they could save. They saved Lupi. They could not save. He was found dead in his residence, shot to death multiple times. His sister wasn't in the residence, and when she found out of the murder, and the task force got up to her, they told her, they advised her to move out of the danger area. She moved to Huntington Park. You're still in the danger area if you remain in Los Angeles. She moved to Huntington Park, and within a month or two later, she gets a guy knocks on the door. He looked like he was a mechanic or a worker of some sort. She answers the door, and it was a trigger man, and the guy shot her to death. So again, some people I could save, some I couldn't. So I get arrested for drug possession and 12 kilos of heroin. I had just made a delivery.
That's right. That shit's bumpy.
So I get arrested by just before I jump on the 101 freeway on Vermont.
Cooking up.
They hem me in and they arrest me. So I get to the county jail and they put me in the Mexican Mafia holding tank. It took me about 48 hours to get processed. It's like
fucking up my concentration. I cannot cap.
It's humongous. So I get processed. I get to use the phone. I call my contact at the DEA guy from the prison gang task force to let him know I was in custody. So what can we do for you? We can talk to the LAPD guys to get you out.
I'm listening to
I'm already in the process of
Soft White Underbelly, dog.
have to get processed. That takes forever. So just leave everything alone. I don't need other agencies.
That's where they found that from Sharp.
Status or anything like that. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to report that you know, in custody and about to bail out. They said, okay, need anything else? So I'm in the tank. So I'm in the tank in the housing quarters with all the Mexican Mafia guys, and 3 of them came up to me because we had to to exercise one at a time. 3 of them came up to my cell, independent of each other, during their exercise period, to tell me that one of the Mexican mafia guys that had just been arrested for a bank robbery was suggesting that maybe I tipped off the cops. I said, really? So why would he say that? I don't know. And so in the bank robbery, I did tip off. We did have a shootout. He killed the Mexican mafia member, and we did. So the guy that was suggesting that I was dirty, he had told this fellow bank robbers, when if we get arrested, we don't go quiet. It's an expression is like suicide by cop. You know, you shoot it out and you make an attempt to get away. So that was Gabby. So Gabby was trying to clean himself up at my expense, and that's what the way the fellows recognize that to my advantage. So when I get out on bail, I'm thinking that's a close call. I wonder if they really suspect something. They could be rocking me to sleep. So Joe calls me. Back in those days, there weren't cell phones, so I was staying at a residence. I got a call, an incoming call on the landline.
I just been staring at the screen. I didn't even share my screen. I keep fucking up.
This is it. I go to the house. I park under a well-lit lamppost. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. So I said, look, stop thinking about it. Leave the guns alone. Guns are not going to do anything anyway. If I'm going to die, they're going to kill me no matter how many guns I have. So I go to the back.
Choir killing.
I go to the front, knock on the door. His sister directs me to the back where Joe and his wife are. He shows me a picture of
all right, I got so many beats. It's gonna be a long stream, dog. If you want to watch, just watch. I'm just chopping up loops. I honestly don't know, dog. Could not tell you.
She asked Joe what would it take to take him out. So we ended up, when all was said and done, we ended up $10,000 cash, exoneration of some deals, some fellas, and a small aircraft. We even joked about that. So that gives me meaning for taking somebody for a ride. Joe ended up selling the plane to somebody, and none of us knew how to fly a plane. It didn't endeavor. We didn't think like that. We were street operators. So
street operator.
I asked my brother, who do we know?
I like that. I'm gonna use this street operator.
He said, Artie. He's road dog.
I got the shit.
My brother, after Cyclona, had been involved in that first homicide I mentioned to you. When I'm in the county jail in Bakersfield, I was there from October 75 until March of 77, so over a year. While Sater and I were in there for homicides, Joe Morgan utilized my brother because he trusted him, because he was my brother, to do an execution at a nightclub. So that was
some John Wick, bro.
And Joe never once suggested to have him killed because he knew he was my brother. Now we're in a situation where we're going to use another gang member. So I'm connected to the 3 gang members that were involved in the first 3 hits of the mafia. So Artie,
clean,
he recommended Artie, his buddy. I said, okay, let's talk to him. So he saw I talked to him, the guy, a kid, like any young teenager. You go to New York, I'm sure you got all these young Italian criminals or gang members or whatever you want to call them, knuckleheads, that they aspire to be a made mob guy. That's their dynamics on the East Coast. I'm sure that's to this very day you got that element. On the West Coast, you have all the different ethnic type of gangs. You got the black gangs. You got Samoans, everybody, and you got the Mexican gangs. Historically, all the young gang members want that status. They've already bought into the gang life. Now they want the status. How do you retain the status? By pleasing big homies. That's what they call Mexican mafia members today. Big homies.
Big homie.
In their
What's
street
up?
neighborhoods, the OGs are penthouse. Gang members and correct. And now, when you have the big homies, they're the cream of the crop. Those are the equivalent to the mobsters in New York, in the Mexican community. So Artie was willing to please. If I had a room with 100 gang members, and I asked
He's making this food
a
sound
couple of
sus.
volunteers to go do a murder, every hand would go up. They would be willing to kill for the Mexican mafia or the Mexican mob, as we call each other, for nothing. You don't have to give them anything. They'll do it just to please us. So Artie was more than willing to please. So I did everything but pull the trigger. Being not only a student, but a perpetuator of homicides and homicide scenes, and instructing other people, even my own brothers, on how to effectively conduct murders. I was very proficient at this. Like I said, I was a specialist.
I mean, I don't know, dog. You're on the
No
podcast.
feelings, all mechanical. Was always thinking. Even this interview that I'm doing with, I call it. I was gonna. This interview I'm doing with you is like an out of body experience for me, because I feel like I'm talking about somebody else, and in effect, I am. I am talking about somebody else, because the guy that I am today, I can talk casually about it. I realize, I know I'm supposed to be afraid, okay, but I'm not afraid, because I'm so, and I feel guilty somewhat, because I'm not afraid, like trembling in my boots kind of fear. Not because I can pull a trigger and defend myself and take care of myself. My concern is for people in my sphere. And not even family members as much. Most of them are gone. But friends and people that I've become close to who don't know anything about my past. This is why my face is never shown, because I don't want them to freak out, and I don't want them to suffer any kind of collateral damage because of me. As far as myself, like I say, I know I'm supposed to be afraid. I don't feel it, and I feel guilty sometimes, because I'm thinking, damn, how can I talk about
watch college football season long?
Watch college football.
With game-winning features.
They said, fuck all that, dog.
TV. Try it free. Terms apply.
Watch some college football.
killings and dead people and how they died and all that? How can I talk about that without, I'm not glorifying the life, anything but that, because I'm ashamed of the life. If you think about it, the way criminals kill people, whether they're cartels, whether they're mob guys, whether they're Mexican mafia, it doesn't matter. Speaking for myself, you can extend it and think about it, applying it to others.
This is actually kind of hard.
That's a coward that does that. And let me tell you why I'm saying that that's a coward. We don't give anybody a fair shake. We don't meet them one-on-one, right? We play them out of the box. We get a couple of guys to make sure he's dead. One guy holds him, another guy stabs him, whatever. But there's no such thing as playing fair in the gang life. That's what I'm trying to communicate. It isn't about being a tough guy. Fighting with somebody one-on-one doesn't make you a man either. All I'm saying is that when people use that and say, oh, these guys don't play fair, why don't they try me one-on-one? That is not in the DNA of a gang member. They don't play fair. They play to win, and that's what I was doing. I didn't think of any of that. I felt so bad, but yet I must not have felt that bad. I justified Bob Mrazek's murder, the Bill Bonds woman, Helen Mrazek's husband. because I felt that the fellows might be looking at me with suspicion over that bank robbery where the brother got killed. And I justified it because Bob Mrazek was a dope dealer. I didn't tell the task force about it at the time. I kept it under wraps. I drove, we had 2 vehicles. We had a stolen vehicle and a rental car. So when we drive up in the 2 vehicles, we park,
I'm flying through these beats, man.
From Signal Hill.
I'm gonna say goodbye to goodbye 2024. I need to update that banner too.
And there I gave them the instructions. They followed them to a T. My brother was the driver of the stolen car. Artie is the trigger man. He's the passenger. They drive up to the business. They have a business card that Helen supplied his wife to Joe. Joe supplied it to me. I gave it to Artie. When they go to the business on Palm Drive, this is, I think it was November of 1977. Artie, my brother's in the car. Artie walks in. There's 2 guys there. Bob, the victim, is underneath a slot machine. He's repairing a slot machine. And he also installed carpets, something like that. It was called B&M Carpets. It was B was for Bob, maybe, and M was for Mrazek. I'm guessing. So Artie asked his partner, excuse me, I'm looking for Bob Mrazek. He showed him the business card. So that's him right there. The guy under the machine. So he walks up to him and says, Bob looks. He put the 45 up to his head, fired 1 time. I mean, he knew he was dead. I told him to make sure he's dead. You don't walk away from there unless he's dead. So when he walks away, I told him, walk casually. It's almost like a scene from The Godfather, right? When Michael killed the chief, or Colosso had the chief. I said, walk casually, keep the gun by your side until you get to the car. In this case, I don't want to throw in the gun. You just keep the gun on the side of you. If any secretaries look out the window, businesses don't even look their way. Just walk casually, don't run. Walk casually to the car. Angel, when you drive away, do not drive fast. Normally, when you get in the car, Artie, you duck, get down. The initial report is going to be 2 guys. Guess what? There's only 1 driver, and you're not driving fast. You're just driving. No black and whites, no cops. He drove a couple blocks to where I was parked, got off. Angel got in the front passenger seat. I told him, take off your sweatshirts, put them in the glove compartment. Artie got in the back seat, handed his sweatshirt to my brother. I had it all pretty much programmed already. I put the sweatshirts in. I told Artie, go ahead and just relax. Don't look around. Don't do anything. The on-ramp to the 405 was, I think, 2 blocks, just a couple blocks away. Once we're on the freeway, we're scot-free because we get swallowed up into the bowels of the traffic. Boom. Like a template to all the hits I used to do in the past. I mean, it was very simple, very, like in anything, yes, any little mistake can get you arrested. So you do the best you can. Nobody's perfect in life, even on bad things. And so we got away. So the case, when I was in the Kern County Jail, I'm going back a level. Why am I out working undercover? Because something happened. If you want to hear it, I can tell you. So what happened is I'm in the Kern County Jail. I'm facing 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder on the Reyes murders. Facing at that time the death penalty or life in prison. Neither one of those prospects faced me. Again, my mind, I was like a robot, programmed a certain way at this time, desensitized to everything. The 3 major reasons that somebody turns, there's many others, but the 3 major reasons: you're in trouble with your organization. So a lot of guys, they turn before they get killed. I think that's what happened to Renee. Renee will admit it and talk about it. Second reason, you have a girlfriend or a wife that's threatening to leave you. Okay, I had a fiance, but I cut her loose. I wasn't going to do hard time or make her do hard time over me. Third reason was
cut her loose is crazy.
A lot of time. I love doing time. Being in jail, you had the status. It was a red carpet treatment that the guys would give you when you come back. Hey, brother Mundo, hey, all right. It was always your status is determined by how much you've killed lately. You don't care what you did 6 months ago or a year ago. What have you done lately? It's an ongoing thing. It's like feeding a heroin habit. You know, the fix you took a month ago, a week ago, doesn't. You need it on a daily basis to feed into the status of a hardcore prison gang member. It really comes down to murder, and I was the preacher of that in prison.
I
Don't
was a
talk to me
preacher,
about
dog.
who you wounded. Don't talk to me about who you miss out worthy of conversation. That was crazy. That was already everybody knew that. My fellow brothers, the ones that are still alive, my ex fellow brothers, they know that because I led them. I was in the front lines. I wasn't the one that told somebody what to do. Although that's smart. That's the way they operate today. And that's not to say that they wouldn't go out there themselves. I'm just saying they're doing it, criminally speaking, in a smarter way. In my time frame, front lines.
Put all your devices to work at once with Cox multi-gig speeds.
Didn't make me better than them as a criminal or nothing like that. Probably make me more stupid because I did soil my hands and I ultimately got caught. But in this case, in the Bakersfield thing, I am so thankful that not that the Reyes brothers died. I am so thankful that this was something that was turned from a negative to a good. While I'm sitting in the jail, not concerned about anything that I just mentioned, life in prison, death in the gas chamber, casino, eat a lot of time, all of those things. None of that was going to bring me when I was gone. Nobody can tell you that I was not gone. Something dramatic was going to have to happen. And today, all these guys, these career criminals today, I would venture to guess and estimate that at least 99% of these guys are forever gone. I'm not wishing that on them. I wish they would come back and get out of that life and save themselves. But I would venture to say they're in a bondage they're not going to get out of. It does take positive volition. It does take a free will and yielding to something, giving in and accepting something. And I did not see that in. They allowed the church people to come in and minister to the inmates at the Kern County Jail. And I had an 81-year-old man. His name was Nathaniel. And I would ignore the church people. I didn't want to hear their story. I never disrespected them. I pretended like I was asleep. And I would lay there with a towel over my eyes on my bunk and hear them preach and leave them alone. One day I was bored. I wanted conversation. And so Nathaniel, or the old man, I didn't know his name yet, he comes walking past my cell. I guess he assumed I'd be asleep. And then he stops, he comes back, and he says, "Oh, hi." The conversation started. He immediately asked if he could pray for me. I said, "Sure." He prayed for me. I remember looking at him and as he's praying for me, because we lowered our head, we closed our eyes. And I remember looking at him and thinking, what a sweet old man. Why would he be praying for a wretched person like me? You know, what is it that he sees in me of any kind of value? And so as the days went by, I look forward every Sunday to his visit. About the third visit, he would leave me material to read, a little Bible, a little tract, whatever. I'd read some of it and kind of wrestled with what the heck is this all about? It was like science fiction to me or something, you know. And one day he comes up and he's talking to me about, and I felt remorse. I remember experiencing out of his presence when he was gone. I remember thinking about my victims I started thinking about how they died, how I had killed them. When my criminal career ended, I've killed over 20 people, and half dozen in prison, and the rest on the outside, and been responsible and a co-conspirator, and I don't know how many more, with no feeling whatsoever, mechanical. Like I say, I don't know how else to describe it. But remorse is not something that was in my vocabulary. Strictly business. Now I'm starting to think of my victims, how they died, how I shot, strangled, or stabbed them to death, the different modes of death that they experienced. And I started thinking about their families. How must they have felt at the notice of their loved one being killed? How would my family feel if they received that same news about me being killed? And I started feeling bad about them. I started feeling bad for their families. And I remember thinking to myself, no. You're showing weakness. You can't be thinking like that. But I had already gone there, thinking and experiencing remorse. I didn't tell the old man that. I just listened to him more. And he started talking to me about forgiveness. That was a bigger obstacle. The deputies that would escort us to the courthouse, they would chain us up, leg irons, waist chains, the whole thing. We had to shuffle when we walked to the elevator to go to the courtroom. And there was like an 8 to 10 deputy escort for the two of us. What are we going to do? I mean, you don't need that many deputies, but that's the way they did it. I had 2 deputy escorts whenever I showered. That's the way they did it in the Kern County Jail. So we had no. If looks could kill, the look on those deputies' faces, we would be dead. If looks could kill. So they weren't forgiving us. The family members, understandably so, did not forgive us for taking away their loved ones. Surely I can understand that. At the end of the day, I don't think I could forgive myself for being who I was. I didn't look at it as a bad thing because I was thriving on this negative status. Whatever positive trait is on one side of the coin, whether it's honor, pride, family, those are all good traits. We applied them for negative. The honor of being a gang member. So perverted, isn't it? You think about it. That's a perversion in those words. You know, instead of bestowing that on school teachers, on preachers, on our military who give up their lives for us in combat, our police officers, vast majority of them who are doing the right thing, what do? We bestow that on fellow gang members, and we act like that's a very honorable thing, a laudable thing. It's perverted. It's sick. And, you know, for people that think that, oh, I betrayed them, I take a gang member's thoughts of betrayal, of me betraying them, I take that as applause. It's like a baseball player, San Francisco Giants baseball player like Willie Mays back in the day going to Dodger Stadium and everybody booing him. That's like applause because they're acknowledging who he is. Well, you know, in my case, I know the gang members are not acknowledging that I'm doing the right thing. They're hating on me, but they should turn that around and ask themselves.
They're hating on me.
Your kids want you to know that you're killing people, that you're selling dope, that's killing untold number. I don't know how many people I kill by supplying dope. I don't know how many people died from overdoses. I don't know how many people died from liver diseases, from killing somebody in a ripoff, by killing somebody to get money to support their habit. I just don't know. I know I participated in all of that, and now I got an old man telling me that I can be forgiven. That was hard. Hard for me to accept because I was my own worst condemner without even realizing it. So one night as I thought about it, I said, I'm going to try this. They had already told me I don't need them to lead me to the Lord. I can do it on my own. I got on my knees in my cell.
I'm gonna get some water.
In the darkness of my cell.
I'm just gonna do a couple more, bro. I'm low-key out of it today. Excuse me. All right. What else I got? I think I have like 2 or 3 more. Because then I have verses I've been lagging on. I owe a bunch of people features, and honestly, that's on me for not getting them back to y'all in time, bro. I feel bad. Life just been kicking my ass, dog. I actually really like this one. Sounds beautiful. You cannot tell me otherwise. It just sounds beautiful. I'll just copy the whole beat. Fuck it. Let's go fade out. No, but it faded out like from far away. I want to fade out these two. I'll say. These beats are cool and all, but I'm really just chopping up loops, man. It's been wearing me out trying to do these daily streams and shit. I don't know how fools fucking do it, dog. It's not wearing me out. It's just this light, and then I don't really know what to talk about. Like, I prefer just trying to cook up on my own, dog. I'm really not gonna lie. Hey, even that show, I'm gonna move, bro. Wrong one. It's a Takeout got a new album, dog. Check it out. Underground Sounds. Something's not right with that show, man. I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck it is. Don't know what it is, though. I don't mean to knock it. I just feel weird, bro. Like, I'm not trying to pay to perform respectfully. Oh shit. I use this for my filter on my fucking microphone. Clears out all the air and shit. Makes it just sound a little better. Alright, I think I'm on my... This is my last one. Last beat, y'all. Nice little live stream. Hey, this one's gonna be fire when it drops. Wait. Hey, come on now. Hey, don't hate. Sounds fire. No need to get mad at that. That shit sounds clean. Don't lie. Come on, you know it sounds good. Oh man, that's squeaky. That's my mic stand. I need to get a new one, dog. Hey. Okay. Y'all take care, man. I'm out.